Hi everyone and welcome back to the Greatness Everyday YouTube channel. My name's Matt and in this video I'm going to share with you my 8 non-negotiable daily rituals. And these are the things that I can do each and every day to really make sure that my body, my heart, and my mind are all primed and optimized to do what I want to do. And this whole channel is about living your greatest life each and every day in the areas of personal development, health, and wealth. So if you're interested in that, I'd really appreciate it if you went and clicked the subscribe button. And maybe these daily rituals are some of the things that you do the exact same. And that's awesome. I'd appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up button to tell me that. And if you have any different ones, drop them down in the comments below. This is a community of people that are interested in self-improvement. They're interested in getting better each and every day. And one of the ways we do that is by sharing what works for each other. So that's great to kind of see people dropping what they do down in the comments below. The very first thing that I want to talk about and share with you as part of my non-negotiables is exercise. And exercise is something that I like to do at the beginning of my day. In the first 20 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour of my day, I like to get my exercise in then. There are many different benefits to that, but one of the simplest reasons is it wakes up my body and it wakes up my mind. One of the things that exercise does for me is it puts me in a place where I have to do hard things so that the other things in my life become easier. And that's why I do exercise. That's a big benefit I get. There are many health benefits, but one of the biggest things for me personally is the mindset benefits that come from exercise. And for me right now, I'm training for an Ironman. So I often like to swim, I like to bike, or I like to run. That's where the majority of my training is going. Could also be a workout that you choose to do. It could be playing tennis. It could be an easy walk. It doesn't matter what it is specifically. I'd really challenge you to think about the goals that you have and really how exercise can tie into those. Whether it's a goal that you're trying to create for your health, or it's a goal you're trying to create just personally or professionally, exercise can be incorporated to really meet those goals. So that is one of the best things that I would really encourage people to do. If it happens first thing in the morning, that's great. If it doesn't, don't neglect it. This is a non-negotiable. These are the things that you should be doing each and every day. And it could be a big workout. It could be a small workout. I'd really encourage you to mix and vary the intensities that you do, as well as the activities that you do for a few different reasons, but we're not going to get into that here in this video. Exercise is something that you should be incorporating as part of your daily ritual. The second thing is gratitude. I practice gratitude because it's really changed me. I practice being grateful and thankful for the things that are in my life because I can look at myself before really being intentional about practicing gratitude, and I can look at myself after, and I like the person after way better than I like the person before. Gratitude is something that is contagious. Gratitude is something that is so easy and simple to do and incorporate into your world that changes your life. So if you don't know what that is specifically, I start my day by saying 3 things that I'm grateful for. It's really easy. I write these 3 things down. You can do more than that. You can focus on one thing that you're grateful for that day. That is okay. I remind myself consistently over my entire day of the things that I'm grateful for. And I try to share that either on my own, either on Instagram, or share it with the people in my life that I'm grateful for. But I don't do that enough. So gratitude is something that completely rewires your brain. It completely rewires your outlook for the day and the things that are in your life. And that's why I practice it. Something super simple that you can start doing. It's contagious and it really changes the world around you. The third thing that I do, my non-negotiable for my daily rituals, is prayer. For me, prayer is a big thing because it gives me strength. It reminds me of the values that I have. It is something that I incorporate into my daily routine because there are times that we need to go to something bigger than us. I'm a firm believer as we look at life in general, it is so much more, it is so much bigger and greater than simply all being about me. And one of the ways that I honor this is through prayer. So if prayer is not something that you've done before, if prayer is not something that you've incorporated into your ritual, I would really encourage you to start doing this. Doesn't have to be much. You can start your day with it. It can be very quick and very simple, and you can grow with that over time if that is something that you value. So there we go. They're the first three. Number 4 is I really try to incorporate a session of learning. And for me, I do this after going ahead and doing my exercise. I do this after completing my exercise. I go into what I call is my reflection phase, where I do my journaling through my gratitude journal, and I also do the prayer. That's my reflection phase or segment. And then the third phase of what I call my morning routine, my power hour, as Robin Sharma often talks about, is 20-20-20 method. I've adopted that. I can largely say that, and I love it. And I share it with a lot of people for the reason and the benefits that I have got from it is learning. And what I like to do is simply put on a podcast, listen to some YouTube videos, get an audiobook going. Maybe I'll actually open a book and read it myself, but learning primes my mind for the day that's ahead. It gets kind of the blood flowing, gets the creativity going, because I'm learning something new and I'm incorporating growth into my day in the first hour in some cases, and that's something that I found a lot of benefit from. So there are many different ways that you can learn. It could be something for your personal development. It could be something maybe that you're just interested in learning, or it could be something professional or anything else. But learning is something that I think a lot of people don't incorporate into their daily routine that brings a lot of growth with it. So you really should. Number 5 here is eating high quality food. And this is an interesting one because for the past few months, if not years, to be completely honest, I've never eaten horrible, but I didn't eat as good as I could. And I always found that when I was doing my gratitude journal at night, one of the questions I asked myself is, how could I have made today better? And with that question, consistently, time after time, I was so often seeing it, I would write in my journal, I could have eaten better. I could have eaten healthier. I could have had less junk food. I could have eaten less sugar. All of these things kept coming up again and again. So one of the goals that I've been working on recently is to eat higher quality food. And this doesn't mean that every once in a while I don't go ahead and, let's say, enjoy a bag of chips or a snack like cheesecake, something that I like. But it does mean that I'm conscious of it. I'm not going through and weighing my food. I'm not going through and really worrying about counting calories or anything like that. I could probably use a few extra calories, to be completely honest. But what I am doing is trying to up the vegetables and fruits that I'm intaking, to be aware of my meat consumption, my dairy consumption, grains and all of that. Just being conscious of these things is something that I've been working on, and I try to do as much as possible. Number 6, the 6th daily habit that I have is really trying to up the intake of water that I have. And this is something that I think a lot of people, from my observations, really would say that they do drink a lot of water, but in reality, they don't drink as much as they think. And this is something that I'm guilty of myself. So I'm not pointing any fingers here, but I'm also looking at other people that I know, people that I've observed. They would say that, oh yeah, I drink enough water, but they really do not. So you really should be upping your water intake. I try to drink more than the recommended version because I am a pretty big guy, and as well, I am very active. So I'm losing a lot of water. So I really need to make sure that I uptake and add more water into my daily schedule. This is something that I like to do just by going ahead and having like a 1-liter water bottle, and then I can track how many of those I drink throughout the day. Some people will go ahead and buy like 2-liter or 4-liter water bottles, or a large amount of gallons in a water bottle, and say I'm going to drink 1 or 2 of these bottles throughout the course of my day. That's great. If that's you, go ahead and get started with that. I know there's a lot of benefits from that, but I am always trying to be conscious and aware of how much water I'm drinking. And I find that when I'm drinking a lot of water, my energy levels are a lot higher. So if that's a proportional relationship, as you drink more water, your energy goes up. I'm going to continue doing that. And that's something that I'd really recommend you try as well if you're not doing it already. Number 7 is I try to turn my phone off as early as possible. Ideally, 1 to 2 hours, if not more than that, is really going to help you get some benefits from that. And there's a few different reasons, obviously. that we do that. Our body naturally, if we didn't have any lights inside, if we didn't have any devices that were shining light onto us, our bodies would fall asleep with the sunrise and the sunset. So with the sunset, our bodies would slowly wind down. We'd go to sleep and then we'd wake up with the sunrise, obviously. That's a natural circadian rhythm. That is what happens to our bodies naturally. But since the invention of lights, since the invention of technology, we have these screens that we're holding sometimes inches away from our face, and it is screaming at us and putting this light, telling our bodies that it's daylight. It's a simulation. It's something that is happening that is tricking our bodies, tricking our minds into believing that it's still daylight out. And there are many different reasons that people are struggling to sleep. People are struggling with energy levels. People are struggling with the ability to just think clearly, and they have a lot of brain fog. And I believe 100% that a large majority of these things are caused by the technology that we use, and we allow it to control us rather than us control it. So as much as possible, an hour, 2 hours before you go to sleep, try to wind down by going ahead and really putting your devices away. Computer, your tablet, your phone, it doesn't matter. All of these things have an effect on us. If you can go ahead, you can get apps, you can get software that can lower the temperature, we say, of the screen, that changes the type of light from a blue light into we call it a temperature or a Kelvin of your screen, which really just kind of changes the hues and makes it more like a sunset that you'd be seeing. So it changes the actual colors that are coming from your screen to trick your brain to slowly start winding down, rather than having blue light being emitted in your face 24/7 as bright as possible. So that is something that's pretty cool. You can also get blue light blocking glasses out there to kind of help, let's say, minimize the effects of your devices. And there are many other things that you can do, but the best thing possible is to just put it away. As well, when I do sleep, I try to put my phone across the room, rather like some people put it under their pillow, which is so unhealthy, or some people put it just beside their bed on their nightstand. That's one of the things that I try to do as well. Put my phone as far away as possible on the other side of my room, or even outside of the room if that's going to help you. And number 8 is I prioritize my sleep. One of the other things that I've recognized over the course of doing my journal is the other thing, if I'm not talking about eating better, I'm talking about sleeping better. And since the last year, I've really prioritized sleep and really taking a look at the environment that I have and tracking my sleep, because sleep is so important. Sleep is what we do for about 1/3 of our lives, and it's one of the most underestimated powerful things that we have and do in our lives that has an effect on everything else, on our body, on our energy levels, on our mindset, and so many things. Sleep could be one of the greatest things that you do and improve in order to improve the quality of your life in general. One of the things that I've done is last September, I went ahead and I bought this ring. It's called an Aura ring. It is the best sleep tracker out there. It goes ahead and tracks the different zones that you're in. It tracks your heart rate while you're sleeping. And it gives you a lot more data that you can really go ahead and really start analyzing your sleep. It gives you a sleep score. It tells you the energy levels that you have for the day. It monitors your temperature and some other cool things. And I'm going to do a review on this. I've used it almost for an entire year. So you'll see me with a review coming out for this pretty soon. And it's something that I have used as a tool to tell me about the quality of my sleep. So I know that the days that I am sleeping and I'm going to bed super early and I'm waking up super early consistently, day after day, week after week, I'm getting a higher quality sleep, rather than those days that I go to sleep at 10 o'clock one day and 12 o'clock another day and 11 or 2 o'clock the next day. Like it's crazy. If you can just kind of go ahead, Go to sleep at the same time, wake up at the same time. You're going to have many benefits from doing that. If you can go ahead and sleep with cool sheets that really allow your body to breathe, that is something else that's going to benefit. If you can sleep in a lower temperature room, that is something else that's allowing your body to benefit from the many benefits of sleep. You can go ahead and use sound masks. You can go ahead and put white noise machines on. There's also simulators and apps that you can get that are supposedly out there stimulating deep sleep. I've got some videos on my channel about things that you can do to increase the quality of sleep. I'd really encourage you to check them out. They're going to be something that you can use to start investigating and experimenting, because not everything works for everybody. So I could prescribe to you these 3 things to do for better sleep, but that might not work for you. There are things that I believe will help a lot of people, but you should be experimenting with those things. You should be experimenting with things that you're researching and reading up on your own, and you're discovering whether or not it works for you or if it doesn't. So always be experimenting with your sleep or any of these things that I talk about on my 8 non-negotiable daily rituals. I want to know as well, do you do these things? If you do, hit the thumbs up button. If you don't, if you have other things that you want to add, drop them down in the comments below. And this is where we get to learn from each other. And again, this channel is all about people that are interested in living their greatest life in the areas of personal development, health, and wealth. So if that's what you're interested in, you want to find out when more videos come out, please go down and click the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified when a new video comes out. We're on Instagram. We've got a website going now. I really appreciate you being here. Remember, choose greatness every day, and I'll see you next time.